For more information and insight, we are delighted to be joined over the phone by Mr. Ahmed Maharem, journalist from New York. Good evening, or good morning, rather.
Both, you are welcome. Thank you. Please. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. So you followed the session, the UN Security Council session on the Middle East and Gaza. So, and Egypt's representative to the UN ambassador, Ahmed, also representing the Arab group, condemned with the strongest terms the Israeli illegal procedures in the Palestinian occupied territories. What's your take on that?
Well, I think as Secretary General Antonio Guterres, he has a secretary. He has a timetable every month. The Security Council has in 30 days every month. The chief or the representative is someone to represent any country. It's a kind of rotation, and then they have a timetable of certain things to be fixed on the agenda. Palestine and Middle East used to be the last few days of every month. So today we are on the 27th of April, means Palestine and Middle East is on the agenda unless something urgent come up. Our representative of Egypt in the United Nations in New York is always one of the very important diplomats to represent his country. And when it comes to Palestine and the Middle East, Egypt is one of the leading countries to lead the discussion and to answer any question. So I think always the representative of Egypt as kind of United Nations authority and the influence. Don't forget that in New York we have a very, very special case. The diplomat in any country, you can find one or two diplomats in one city. In New York we have proudly 4 Egyptian diplomats, the representative of Egypt in the United Nations, the General Consul and the Arab lead, Ambassador Maharem, and also Dr. Mohammed Idris, he is the chief of the African Union in New York. So we have 4 high-level diplomats, Egyptian in New York. That means the value and the weight of Egypt as diplomat in a city of New York is something very recognized and very respectable.
So Ahmed also said that the Arab group condemns all Israeli violations and the terrorist acts committed by Israeli illegal settlers which aim at forcing Palestinians to leave their land. What's your take on this?
Actually, this is not the first time, and it will not be the least. Usually, Egypt lead kind of different Arab countries in the United Nations to answer very serious and difficult questions according to the situation. For the last few years, what happened in Gaza, Egypt used to be in the front lane to defend about the right of the Palestinians and to gather around the United Nations leaders some kind of positive vote or positive voice to high-level the impact and the importance of the Palestinian problem historically and right now in the future.
What diplomatic tools are available, or to what extent is it possible to put or use these tools to put pressure on Israel to stop the violations in the Palestinian territories and abide by ceasefire?
Well, no matter the conflict, the escalation of the conflict between America, Israel, and Iran, Lebanon came to be on the same kind of time frame, but I think with a lot of high-level commitment and the influence of the Egyptian diplomacy in the United Nations and some other places, I think very close time that we can expect a kind of change on the agenda of America to put more pressure on Israel, that a matter of Lebanon has to be a separate case, not to connect it with the Iranian case.
To what extent is it possible to achieve the early or to implement the early recovery plan in Gaza, especially if in case of the withdrawal, of the complete withdrawal of the Israeli territories, from the, of the Israeli forces in the Palestinian territories?
Unfortunately, what happened in the last 2 years in Gaza, let us say, if we remember in October, the peace conference took place in Sharm el-Sheikh, and President Trump, when he announced the peace project in the future, at that time it was some kind of hope that Palestine or Gaza will see some kind of different, much better than what they have faced and seen for the last 2 years. Unfortunately, when it came to the escalation of the problem between America, Israel, and Iran, that put the Gaza and Palestinian matter not on the priority. It is actually for the last 2 months nobody is hearing in the media about what's happening in Gaza. But unfortunately, still the Israelis are giving the Palestinian people in Gaza a hard time. But I think very close time that with the effort of Egyptian diplomats, something can be much better to give the Palestinians in Gaza a much better life.
So the importance of unifying Gaza and the West Bank, and to what extent is this applicable on the ground?
Well, I think with the pressure from Israel, we cannot expect anything positive, unfortunately, for time being. But with effort from different allies in the region, Gulf countries, plus Egypt, plus Jordan, and also Turkey, I think some effort can be done in order to give a better solution, at least to stop the war, and give hope that the Palestinian future can be much better, and the dreams of Benjamin Netanyahu cannot be achieved according to his wishes.
In your opinion, the most important obstacles and challenges facing implementing the early recovery of Gaza?
Well, the recovery of Gaza, it is a big story. I mean, as a scenario, there was so many stories and so many agenda was addressed and so many financial support was put in that kind of capacity. But again, all the gates and all the keys are unfortunately in the hand of Israel. And there is nobody can, question Israel, what are they doing? But hope at the end of this conflict war between America, Israel, and Iran, something better can be shown in the future.
To what extent such sessions of the UN Security Council and the international gatherings can mobilize the efforts and of the different countries to contribute to the recovery of Gaza and support Palestine or the Palestinian state economically?
Well, there is no doubt the whole world is sympathies and has good feeling towards the Palestinian and their suffering. But again, any kind of contribution, physically, financially, all kind of these efforts has to be going through different channels. And the main gate of these channels, Israel has to agree or to approve. So I think with more pressure to America, that pressure can be transferred to Israel in terms that they can listen sometime to the world.
And the United States also has to agree. So will this be possible on the ground to be achieved?
I think with more pressure about the situation of America to be in 60 days in Iran, they have never achieved anything. Maybe that will make America to think again that they don't want to lose their relationship with good allies in the Middle East area. So instead of losing those allies in the future, they can do something different and put more pressure to Israel to stop what they are doing in Gaza.
In your opinion, what's the impact of and the repercussions of the ongoings in the Middle East and the closure of the Strait of Hormuz and the important waterways on the Palestinian issue and what's happening in Gaza?
Well, to be honest, the whole conclusion is it's a very critical situation in the Middle East. And President Trump, for his second period of being in the White House, he said America will never be or will not be in the future involved in any activity in the Middle East because our concern is China and Russia. What happened was actually not expected that Israel is trying to push America as much as they can. They would like to demolish Iran as a history, and they would like to gain more occupation of different lands. Benjamin Netanyahu, he doesn't want the war to be stopped because he has other problems if the war will be stopped. And secondly, he would like to achieve the dream that from river to the river, whatever, and that's going to be a very difficult task in the future.
There were condemnation by different representatives and speakers about concerning the Israeli legislation about the capital punishment and death penalty. They called on Israel to the Knesset to reverse this law and this legislation. To what extent is it possible that Israel may respond to this condemnation and to this demands?
Well, honestly speaking, this is not the first time, and for years and years we hear about such a kind of resolution in the United Nations. Israel has no one to give them, kind of penalty or punishment. Israel is doing what they are doing now in Lebanon. Even there is a ceasefire from only one side. I think some kind in the future, if the United Nations is not able or capable to do whatever they're supposed to do, Security Council is supposed to keep the peace around the world and stop the war. In that case, actually, Security Council has failed. That's why maybe that's opened the appetite of President Trump to go for the whatever he is trying to do last meeting in the Sharm el-Sheikh to say about peace council around the world, which is actually supposed to do exactly what the United Nations is doing right now.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ahmed Maharem, the journalist from New York, for your information and insight, and thank you everyone for watching.